Welcome. Frida is excited to be back on the podcast.
Yes, she is our third silent partner in this. Frida is our little corgi. She's my corgi, but I share her with Valerie.
Yes.
She's her auntie.
We love all the fur babies.
Yeah, she's her tia. Okay, so we have a fun podcast episode. We're going to be diving into the doshas of Ayurveda.
I'm so excited because I know you've told me about them a couple of times, and like I've learned about them at more of a higher level. So I'm really excited to dive in.
Yeah, I think my love for the doshas is just, I look at them like they're three cousins and they all have a symbiotic relationship with each other.
Oh, nice.
So I like to identify them as little characters. So we'll get into that in a little bit. But a little background. So I did go get an Ayurvedic holistic wellness coach certification. The school that I went to, shout out, was called Shakti School. And it was focused around feminine form Ayurveda. So just really focusing and working with women's health. So we dove into reproductive health, also the embodiment. So really working with like just the essence of being a woman and what does that look like through an Ayurvedic lens. And then obviously like with that comes like health, and because Ayurveda really is about the foundation of health. And a lot of people don't know much about it. They don't even know that it's tied to yoga or the 7 chakras.
I would have never known that if you hadn't told me, to be honest.
Yeah. So yoga is basically like the lifestyle workout in a sense. They want you to practice it every day. But even the poses have a certain rhyme and a reason.
Oh.
So even poses are like related to doshas.
Okay.
So it's really, I would say yoga is more like the exercise of Ayurveda, but it's also it gets you to a spiritual point. Like Ayurveda is very much about spirituality. And so the other part that people don't know about Ayurveda is that it really focuses on the gut. And the gut is where everything starts.
Nice.
So everything is just centered around the gut. So everything always ties back to how's your gut? How's your shits? Like, seriously. Like, I've never talked about poop so much in my life. When I went to Ayurveda school, I start looking at mine. I'm like, oh, okay. That's a Vata poop. That's a Pitta poop. That's a Kapha poop. And even your cycle has like a woman's cycle has Vata, Pitta, Kapha in it. Huh. So I would like to introduce you all to the doshas.
Nice.
So the doshas are Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, and they basically are the embodiment of the 5 elements of water, earth, air, fire, space. I think that's it. Oh, water, air, earth, fire, and space. Yeah. Very similar to astrology.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just like always working with these elements all the time. Like no matter what way I look at it, I'm always working with them. That's why I have some of them tattooed on me.
Nice. Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah, my finger tattoos. They're water and fire. Yeah.
Cute.
So yeah, that's what actually helps me understand astrology a lot better, and even human design, because I'm also looking at it like through the lens of elements and what we dove into when I was in Ayurveda school. So the first dosha that we'll be introduced to is going to be Vata.
Okay.
And Vata, when you go to an Ayurvedic practitioner, that's actually the cousin or the sister, call them the 3 sisters. That's the sister that you're always really wanting to imbalance. Because she's the one that'll like fuck everybody up. She'll throw everybody out of balance. Usually most of society has a Vata imbalance. Huh. Most of the world, because we're in such a fast-paced world, if you're looking at what does fast look like in Ayurveda, it's either Pitta or Vata. But Vata is more like that. How can I say? Like, just that like way.
The hustle culture.
Yeah, the hustle. Exactly. It's also Pitta too, but Pitta is more like action, where Vata is more like the nervous system. It's like always doing something.
Yeah.
So basically Vata is made up of the elements of air and space. Okay. So for example, a womb that has space in it. But Vata also governs, which is also, I love, it governs creativity. So usually people who are highly Vata are very creative. Huh. They don't necessarily have like stable features in a sense. Like they don't have straight teeth. They kind of have a crooked teeth sometimes. Mm-hmm. They'll actually have curly hair or like wavy hair. And then they're usually a thin body frame. Like they almost have like broad shoulders, but like a very like thin body frame. And they don't, I guess I can say the sister would look like a Gwyneth Paltrow.
Ah, interesting.
Kind of long and lanky. Sergio, my husband, he's like a Vata dosha. He's long and lanky, and he has a hard time putting on weight.
Interesting.
Yeah. So Vata males are like have such a hard time because it's like muscle culture, right? You got to be a big bro and you got to be all like loped up. And so if a Vata man is just, I mean, I can't do that. So they got to be like long and lean.
Yes.
They're more of like that cut up, that cut look, not the like bodybuilder look.
It's like the track stars versus the football stars.
Yes, yes. So you're just a track star, although he wants to be a football star. Poor guy. And so also what that looks like is somebody who they're usually just like super creative. So they're always like bouncing from one thing to another.
Okay.
They're very social. They like to socialize and really get out there with their friends. And they're just into all the things. And that's that air just going, like spinning around all over the place, like a little tornado.
I love it.
And most people could be a mixture.
Okay.
So in Ayurveda, everybody has all 3 doshas in them. Everybody. But you're predominantly one.
Okay. How do we
dosha.
know what our predominant one is?
So you take a test. I could put that description in the link below. But like, for example, I'm like a rare bird. So I am half Vata, half Pitta I don't know where the Kapha is at. She's like somewhere in there. She's there though, but it's not very high.
Okay.
So I'm like a 50, I think it was like a 40 combo. And then I don't know, I have to look it up. But basically I don't have a lot of Kapha.
Okay.
And so going back to what the doshas are, so Vata is, we all have her in us, but some of us tend to like, maybe we express her more by the way that we look. Sometimes you might express her more in the way that you think. So you can have a different body type, but then maybe your mind is more Vata. It's a very creative person. And you can also, a lot of people are like, oh, I'm Vata because I'm skinny. No, girl. You could still be a Vata and gain weight. And it looks like they would be skinny still, but like a fat skinny.
Okay.
No, there's no muscle tone. It's just like flesh is just hanging on the bone. They might have like a little pooch belly. They can still gain weight, but they'll still somewhat have this long, lanky look to them. So and we'll jump into it a little bit more with Vata, but moving on to the next dosha would be Pitta. And Pitta is made up of fire and air.
Okay.
I'm sorry, fire and water. And so what does that look like? It looks like steam when you put them together.
Makes sense.
And Pitta actually governs the stomach. It governs the whole digestive system.
Okay.
And it's almost like that's your furnace. So in Ayurveda, like if you have a strong Pitta, then that means you have a strong Ojas, Ojas is in Ayurveda is like your life force. So when we're looking at Ayurveda in a health lens and when it comes to the gut system, there's certain doshas that are attached to the digestive system. For example, Pitta is like the small intestine and the liver. Vata is a large intestine.
Okay.
That's where you let wind out.
Oh my God. That's funny.
And Pitta is the bile, right? It's like that
Yes.
fiery, the liver too, the bile.
Okay.
And breaking down things. It's like your metabolism, that's Pitta. And then Kapha is your stomach because it holds things. So those 3 in the digestive system are really important because, sorry, Frida's barking.
We had a neighbor visit.
Yeah, he gave me a message. He's not the nice one either. He's the HOA rep.
Oh no.
Yeah, thanks. So basically, Kapha, Pitta. In the digestive system, that's what she governs, but she also governs summer months. Vata governs the fall. And fall, and I would say like maybe early winter, where Pitta governs late spring and into the summer, and then dies off into the fall. So Vata is very much fall, and then early months of the winter.
Okay.
And so Pitta, though, she's fire and water, so she's spicy.
We love spice.
She's a spicy person. She's a person that's like, what? What did you tell me? She's also very action oriented. So she's the boss. She's the boss lady.
Love that.
She's very like into that boss energy. She knows what she wants to do. She's very goal oriented.
Nice.
And feature wise, I like to call her maybe like the J-Lo or the Janet Jackson body type.
Okay.
Like still very athletic looking.
Yes.
Has a lot athletic type of body structure. Overweight, has like an apple shape. They'd be more prone to this apple shape where there's just really no curves. It's just like, it's all there.
Yeah.
And they usually have very piercing eyes because Pitta governs the eye. So they usually have a very like sharp features, sharp nose, sharp eyes. I think I pretty much have a lot of Pitta features as well as Vata features. So if you look at me, then you can tell. And their hair is usually pretty straight for the most part.
Okay.
So they have just really sharp features. They have a sharpness to the way that they do things. And like I said, they're fire. So they're very much like active and productive. And they have a hard time staying still sometimes because they're so like, I got to get things done.
Yes.
I would say Chris is a definite Pitta.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, he's definitely Pitta. My man's the Vata over here. And so like in men, it does look like an athletic build.
Yeah.
Very athletic, can gain muscle easily, but can also put on weight easily too. So Pitta is, that fire that we need in life. And then the next dosha that we'll talk about is Kapha. In Kapha dosha, she governs late winter and early spring, sometimes even early summer. So you're looking at months of March all the way to like June. So that's like springtime.
Yeah.
And she governs earth and water.
Okay.
That's why it's like in the springtime, it's dewy, it's rainy. It tends to be cloudy.
Yeah.
And then when you put mud and water together, that's like landslides.
Yes.
So we see like the fireness of Pitta, the dryness of Vata. So Vata being like the season of fall, like we see space. So in order for space to happen, the leaves fall and things start to die.
Yes.
Vata governs death. You could see it in just how the elements play out in the seasons. Right now, we're actually still in Vata season. So a lot of the leaves are turning color and dying off and making space in the tree for new growth to come in the spring.
Interesting.
And then summertime, the sun's out. Now things are growing and blossoming.
Yes.
So there's like such a cycle with the 5 elements.
Yeah.
But that cycle's also within your body.
Yes. And thinking about like how you're explaining it now too, it's like the elements are cycles, and it also goes back to our food. Like the food grows in cycles, and what's available will grow in cycles.
Right. Yes. That's why Ayurveda does believe in eating seasonally. They're very hardcore on that, eating seasonally, because one, the nutrients are the most bioavailable for you. Your body is actually going through its own season, of change as well. And we're so detached in our own cultures right now in our modern world that like we don't even notice when our body's going into hibernation mode in the winter or in spring where we're maybe like ready to get out there and maybe start growing some things. So our body goes through that, and I'll touch a little bit on that, but for the most part, going back to Kapha, she is the nurturer. She is the nurturing sister. We have Vata, who's the creative one, we have Pitta, who's the fiery boss, and then we have Kapha, who's more of like that nurturing, motherly. Hey, sisters, do you need a hug? I can come hug you. So there's a very motherly tone about Vata. And she governs the stomach, so she likes to hold space. She holds that space for people. She needs to fill the space.
Got it.
If you think about the womb, when a person is pregnant, they're actually going through a lot of the 3 different elements, that growing of the baby, the fetus, and then holding the space, you're in an amniotic sac, you're in water, that nurturing, that's very Kapha. And then the transformation, or I would say that would still be Pitta, but I would say Vata there is more so just in that symbiotic of having things flow and progress to the next trimesters. That would be very much Vata. So with Kapha, though, what that looks like is, I don't like using this. I'm just trying to think. So Kim Kardashian, I'm just going to throw her out there. I can't think of another person, unless you can, who has an hourglass type figure, like very voluptuous, smaller weight, like a pear shape.
Yes.
Where like Vata's like a stick figure, Pitta's like an apple, and then you have the pear shape. So somebody just who's naturally curvy, like their shoulders and their hips are balanced, but they have a smaller waist. And even no matter what size, if they're even overweight, they still have this like hourglass shape to them.
Oh, interesting.
So thin or overweight, you'll still have an hourglass shape to you. And so I'll also give you all a trick on how to know what your dosha is. It's super easy. But Kapha, so let's see, us features wise too, usually has round eyes.
Okay.
Nice round eyes, really milky, soft skin. It doesn't matter the complexion. It just means like really good, nice skin. And you want to associate Kapha with the moon. So there's this milkiness to her. Because she is like motherly. She's very much associated to the moon. So there's something about her that is very like milky, like the moon, and has this really milky essence to her. She's earthy, so she's very like down to earth, very motherly, very nurturing. What can I do for you? It's that friend that's your like, I'm a mess, I'm going to call her because she's going to listen to me and hold space. Where I am probably the friend that'll tell you what to do. Oh, what's your problem? Here's what you should do. Where Kapha is more of, okay, just tell me everything that you need, and I will just be there for you to hold space.
Yeah.
So that's like a Kapha kind of personality trait. An imbalanced Kapha, one is usually prone to being overweight because they can put on weight easily. They're earth, so earth can hold on to things a lot more. So they're prone to gaining weight pretty easily. And they also emotionally can have a hard time because they're like the moon. They ebb and flow with like emotions and stuff.
Yeah.
And they're water. They have so much water in them. So there's that emotional component. So they can tend to lean towards depression. Where I would say Pitta would lean towards anger and frustration, where Vata would lean more towards worriness and anxiety. So you start to see like the imbalances that they all can have within the mind versus like the imbalances on how it looks with the body. An imbalanced Vata or Pitta and Kapha. So Vata imbalanced is very thin. Usually when people get sick or they have a disease, let's say cancer, they're battling cancer or some sort of, what's that called? Autoimmune issue. They're losing weight a lot. That's like a Vata imbalance. The Pitta imbalance is maybe Crohn's disease, diarrhea, also inflammation in the skin. So inflammation in the body is definitely Pitta no matter what. And then Kapha is more of diabetes, metabolic stuff like that. Or it could be, like I said, overweight and emotion-wise, maybe very depressed, not wanting to get up and get out of bed. Because that's when, if you think about when the imbalances happen, you have water and earth, and when you mix them, it creates sludge and mud. So that with them naturally, they'll be like, I don't want to wake up today.
Yes.
Because now they're in that mud phase. They're not in that earth and water where they're growing something. They're in that murky, dark mud where it's hard.
Yeah.
And usually Kapha is prone to being a little stubborn. They're hard to change habits.
That's funny.
Because they're just, no, I'm stuck in my ways. No, get out of here. I still love you, but no.
Yeah.
It's like just understanding, okay, where does that fall? And we can all fall in those throughout our lifetime, right?
Yeah.
We're always ebbing and flowing through each of them. But when you know your predominant dosha, that's called your constitution in Ayurveda. The constitution is the moment you came out of your mom's womb. That's the dosha that you were meant to be, like in the long run. So that's the dosha that you're predispositioned to live your life through.
So based on essentially like when you were born, like what season of the Pitta or the doshas you were born?
No, it's more of you see a baby and it's born and you're like, oh, is it a Kapha baby, a Vata baby, or a Pitta baby? And you're looking at the features.
Oh,
you're looking at maybe as the baby progresses, is it a fiery baby? Is it one that just wants to be cuddled and breastfed all day? Or is it one that's a little petite and small and is just like wanting to do all the things and look at all the things?
Okay.
So it starts from you when you were a child. So when Ayurvedic practitioners are looking at where is this person's constitution? Like, what are they meant to be into this? What dosha are they meant to really embody and play out into this lifetime? So they want to figure out that first. And then you want to figure out, well, what's the imbalanced dosha? Because you can identify yourself as the wrong dosha, right? Because now it's you're away from the actual dosha that you really are.
Yes.
So let's say I'm like 50-50, so I'm not the best person. But okay, let's say you. So here's a little cheater on how to figure out what your dosha is. So you want to look at your wrist, because no matter what, your wrist does not gain weight. And you're looking at the bone structure. That's how one of the first things that we'll look at when it comes to Ayurveda. Like, what is this person's bone structure? What do they appear as? And my bone structure, so if I wrap my finger around my wrist, I have a lot of space between my thumb and my middle finger, though that's where you're wrapping your finger around. I have some space, so that means my bone structure is more so Vata, because Vata has a very petite bone structure. Pitta, Valerie's wrapping her hand around, it basically matches up with the thumb and the middle finger. There's no space in between. So that's a Pitta body type. So she's all fiery over there.
Yep, that makes so much sense. I also have hella inflammation. I can see it in my hands.
Yeah. And then a Vata body type, if you wrap their hands around, it would have a little bit of space.
Okay.
So you're looking at a thicker bone structure. A thin bone structure, or just I don't know. For me, it's like athletic bone structure, medium bone structure.
Yeah.
And also Vatas I have protruding bones on my like my bones protrude out.
Oh yes.
It's a bony bones world over here. Like, Even my husband, like I'll accidentally run into him. I'm like, oh shit, your bones hurt. I'm like, damn, like stab me. But that's not the only thing. I have the bigger things, but then you'll like also take a look back and be like, okay, what do their facial features look like? Also playing into account too, if we're adding the mind, what is their mind? What dosha is that? So I think that's why I tend to get the 50-50 because I think my upper half of my body is more Vata. My lower half is a little more Pitta because I can gain weight pretty easily. So I wouldn't call myself a total Vata like my husband. And my body's not hourglass. I'm not a stick figure either. I'm more like a muscular tone. So I feel like that's where you see that 50-50 for me. Okay. And then I have curly hair naturally. So that's Vata. But my eyes are very sharp. My nose is sharp. My cheeks, my bone structure is very sharp. So that's Pitta. So that's where but I have bony nails, bony fingers and all that stuff. There's nothing really stubby. You know? I'm like a petite little person. Also the eyes, so colored eyes, dark eyes are usually Vata. Pitta are like usually that green, hazel color. Kapha are blue eyes or green eyes. Mostly blue. People tend to have blue. So you're just looking at all the things. And then as a practitioner, you sit down and you like, okay. Then you also look at the child. What do they look as a child? Okay. Because that is before you were conditioned through society. Before all these imbalances could have happened or whatever.
Your truest self.
Yes. That's where you're looking at. And then from there, then you're taking another assessment to be like, okay, now we're asking lifestyle questions. What is your life currently like? What are the imbalances that you're feeling in your body? And sometimes people could have all three doshas imbalanced. So when that's the case, you're working with treating Vata first for the most part.
Why?
Because Vata is the one that tends to push the other ones out of balance. Because she's harder to like.
Yes, you said it earlier. The one that starts things.
She's the one that starts things. She's a little bit of this pot stirrer in a sense because she's erratic.
Okay.
And it governs the nervous system too. And since we are in a Vata, not, how can I say, like our environment, the way our lifestyle currently is set up is going against it's too much Vata. It's like that go, not resting. You're here, you're there, you're all over the place. Yes. I would assign manifesting generators to a Vata if we're looking at human design.
That's me.
Or Libra zodiac signs. That's very Vata. Yeah. So that's where the doshas come into play. And then just understanding like we are made up of all the elements. We are definitely elemental beings.
Yeah, of course.
It really does help when you're looking at it from a life perspective on even whether we're both entrepreneurs, like business wise, setting up your business to even understand your doshas. I know I'm pretty fiery, but I'm also super creative. Yeah. And sometimes I need to lean into my Kapha because she's not there. Yeah. She's, wait, what do you want to do? You want to relax? And then the other Vata and Pitta are like, no, girl, you got shit to do.
You have so much to-do list.
You have stuff to do. Yeah, you got a lot of stuff to do. So get up and go do your things. But then I get Kapha imbalances and things like that too. So it's really nice to understand which one you tend to lean into. But then like how I always talk about astrology, like leaning into understanding the shadow aspects of your zodiac signs or whatever, but then also what are the shadow aspects of the doshas? Yeah. And then that way you are like, oh shit, I'm on the wrong path. Let me get back into my healthy Pitta, my healthy Vata. Yeah. So I'll leave you all with the last little story. Do you have any questions, Valerie?
No, we went through so much. I feel like, the things that you're saying in terms of imbalances, I feel like definitely I have all three imbalanced right now. I'm like, maybe I need to go see an Ayurveda doctor or something.
You're on the Khichdi cleanse right now.
Oh, yes. I am.
And that is actually a tridoshic cleanse. Oh. So it'll help support all three doshas no matter what.
Love that.
So it's a cleanse that's built to support the three crazy sisters when they get together.
Nice. Wow. Perfect timing because I feel like I just went through burnout. Yeah. So hopefully this will be a nice reset.
Right. Yeah. And so how that works, like I'll use you as an example. So your main dosha, I feel like, is Pitta. Yes. And then, but Vata, maybe you're feeling some Vata imbalances and then also some Pitta imbalances with the inflammation. So in order to address the inflammation, you have to address Vata, which that means so the doshas, when Vata needs to be imbalanced, she needs to bring in Kapha. So bringing in more slowness into your life, allowing that that nurturing aspect to come in. So and then when you're looking at Pitta, you're actually also going into Kapha. You're bringing Kapha in. Now, when Kapha is imbalanced, she needs to bring in some Pitta and probably some Vata, but probably some Pitta And they're all like, now you got to go and look at, oh, let me bring in this one because Kapha will balance in that Vata.
Yeah.
In that nurturing aspect. And then it'll also, then once you get that balanced, then it's okay, now we can start focusing on Pitta, the inflammation. What is that? What's causing that? Then you start looking at cooling food and things like that. So cooling foods would be like Kapha foods. Okay. So think springtime foods.
Okay.
Because that's Kapha season.
Yeah.
So it's like just understanding, okay, what are the elements? And like foods are broken down into elements, like all these things. If you have a lot of Pitta in you, you don't want to be eating chili and like tapatio and hot Cheetos.
I cannot eat any of that right now.
Yeah. Or if you're Vata and you have Vata imbalance, like you don't want to have, Vata likes to have chips.
Oh, God.
Chips. My husband, chips and salsa. He's like, I would say that's a white girl's dream.
Oh my
Chips
gosh.
and salsa. Because most Caucasians are associated with being Vata.
Oh, interesting.
Where Pitta is more with indigenous people.
Oh, I could see that. Okay.
So Kapha, that's why I say that. Disclaimer.
We're not just randomly throwing these things out there.
Just disclaimer. Yeah, so like Vata would want to bring in stews and soups and hydration and all those things, more grounding root vegetables and things that'll ground you and really nourish you, because Vata tends to get dry in the body. Think about the fall. It's wind. It's windier in the fall. You get dry skin.
Yes.
You need more lotion, all that stuff. So does the body. So you want to be bringing in like ghee to lubricate the joints and nice healthy fats and oils, and then foods that are really grounding and nourishing, because that helps bring Vata back down to earth.
Oh, okay.
So it's fun. I'm sure we'll dive into it a little more. Valerie and I are going to do a cleanse at the beginning of the year.
Yes.
And we can share some more insights. Oh, the last story I wanted to leave with was, this is how it looks like when they go to a yoga studio.
Ooh.
Because the three sisters are doing yoga because it's part of their lifestyle, because they're trying to lead an Ayurvedic lifestyle. So they're heading into the yoga studio, and I would say the first person who shows up is going to be Pitta.
Okay.
She's like there like before it even starts. It's 9:00 class, and she's there at 8:55. And she has all her shit. She has coffee in her hand. She has her yoga mat. This is a hot yoga class. Hell yeah. And then she's perfect. My jam. So she gets in, she lays down her yoga mat. She's in front of the teacher. She can't be at the back. She's in the front because she wants to make sure she's doing the poses right. Nice. And she's, all right, cool. I have enough time to go to the bathroom. I've planned for all of this. I know what I'm doing when I get here. And then Vata runs in, and she runs in and she's just strolling in. But first, on her way in, she sees somebody else walking in. That's her friend from the yoga studio. So they start chit-chatting and they're just chopping it up. And then they're like walking. And then she comes in with her juice, like I don't know.
Her celery juice?
Yeah, exactly. Her celery juice that she just learned about on the medical medium. And she has this bright colored outfit on, and she's all like in her boho wear, and trendy though, like super cute. And so she comes in and she has a little crop top on and little tight pants or whatever. And so they walk in, she sits her mat down with her friend, and they're like just chilling, chit-chatting, talking. And then as she's sitting down, she realizes, I forgot my freaking yoga mat. I gotta go back to the car. Oh, this is a hot yoga. Oh my God. I forgot my hot yoga towel at home. So now I gotta go back to my car. So she leaves her friend and she goes back to the car and she's getting all her stuff. As she walks out, then the person that she passes is Kapha, and Kapha's all slow walking in. Mind you, it's already maybe 8:58, and they're like, basically Vata's gonna be late on her way back. And then Kapha's like just strolling in. She'll be late because she just strolls in real slow, just chilling. She's like looking at the butterflies and the flowers, and she just has such a beautiful day. And she's like in her comfy little sweater, and she has like her little like yoga socks on, and she has everything with her, but she's like super cozy looking. And then she strolls in, and she's friendly to everybody. She says hi, and she's just like chilling. She puts her yoga mat down, and she has her bolster with her, like all the things, right? But super comfy, easy breezy. So the class starts. Pitta's in the front. She's like in her, I'm ready. Kapha's, I'm just going to lay down and start it out on the floor. Yeah, Shavasana. And I'll catch up to everybody when I feel like it. They start the class. Now it's 9:05. Somebody's knocking at the door outside. They're like, oh my gosh, because they usually lock the doors at the yoga studio. So then the teacher has to go out out of the class, interrupt it, and then let Vata in. Because remember, Vata forgot all her shit in the car. So she has to come in. So now she's all erratic. Oh my God. She's all flustered because everybody's looking at her. She's like, oh, damn. And then she sits down. And she's all right, cool. Okay, I'm going to get in this. But she's still anxious. She's now worrying because everybody looked at her. They're like, ugh. But then she gets over it. And then 5 seconds later, she's back to talking to her friend again. And she's next to the Kapha friend too. And they're like, don't worry, girl, you're fine. And Pitta's, I don't know, you did interrupt my class. Now we got to stay 5 minutes longer. And I was meant to get out at 10. And I got to stay at 10:05. But that's how the doshas are in real life.
Nice. I love that. What a great story. I love that. Such a good way of explaining
I think it came when I was teaching yoga for all the years that I did it and just seeing, yep, all the doshas come to class.
I know, huh?
All the doshas
you can
come to
see
class.
them and you're like, I know which dosha you are.
Yep. I'm like, okay, there's the Pitta one. I give her grace. Vata, she needs a hug.
Yes.
But yeah, so we thought we would bring you this episode of just talking about the doshas and hopefully diving deeper into some of this ancient wisdom of Ayurveda.
Yeah, that was so good and so helpful. Is there like a ritual or something that we can do to check in our doshas, or like a check-in to help us know when things are imbalanced? What can we do?
I would say right now, probably everybody has a Vata imbalance. So, especially because it's wintertime and usually or like late winter, pretty much at this point, it's a lot. It's holiday seasons and it's a lot of go. Mm-hmm. So just give yourself time and space to relax and lean into the Kapha. So what that looks like is maybe light a candle, make a cup of tea. Vatas like to journal. So even in this Vata season, it'd be nice to just journal. It's like when you think about it too, it's perfect for, what is that called? Vision boarding around this time, because it's very Vata. You're dreaming, you're playing with your imagination, you're being creative, you're doing art. So really embodying the good qualities of Vata, but then also bringing in the nice, soothing, warming parts of Kapha, which is just laying down, maybe listening to a nice sound bath on Spotify or going to a sound bath. So giving yourself that time to just relax the mind.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love it. So much information and such a good takeaway. Cool.
Thank you. Well,
anything else?
That's about it for this episode. I don't know if I have any resources, but if I could think of any. Oh, you know what? I'll put the link in our episode notes about where to go and look at your constitution. Also, just take a look, listen to this episode, and cue right now, go get up and go look at your childhood picture. I would say from the age of maybe 5 to 8, that's probably where you're going to see most of your, okay, how was I as a little girl? And I love, this could be for another episode, but I love working with inner child work when you're looking at that. Oh, look at that little Pitta girl, or oh, look at the little Kapha girl. Because that's like such a true essence of who you are. Taking a moment maybe to even pause and reflect on this podcast and what is that when you were little? Were you more Vata, super creative? Pitta, very like, oh, I'm going to go play sports, or Kapha, just I'm going to go and nurture my whole family, make cookies. Like that's still you. That's actually your true essence. So definitely taking a look at your childhood pictures and then look at that link. And then, yeah, we're always here for questions, and comment if you feel like this really resonated, or if you wanted to learn more, definitely send us a message or reach out to us on our social media platforms.
Yes. Yeah. Arlene is super knowledgeable in Ayurveda and all of the things. So take advantage.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. And we'll see you guys on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.